He, he made $50,000. I wonder if that's sales or he thinks he actually pulled 50 grand in 3 months.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Okay, so you're
So
saying
you're gonna go buy that trailer in Bandon?
no, I barely hang on to the one I got, bud.
Well, it sounds like that's the winner, though. I mean,
I know. I've never seen him open, so so he must be traveling outside of town.
well, don't be going into other people's territory. They get mad about that.
Oh boy. So I've heard. Territory.
That's another day. Another day.
Shit. What's this little patch you got down here? You got a little gray patch right there?
I've had that forever.
Really?
It's been there for years. It's getting more gray every year and getting a little wider, but yeah, it's there.
If I let the beard grow a little bit down, I got the same one. You can't see. Oh, right there.
Yeah, it's there.
There somewhere.
Stress will do that to you.
Yeah, I'm getting more gray hairs. I saw. I haven't. My dad's like 78 years old and just started going gray, and he's more.
Yeah.
He's more white. All right.
So, how was your week?
Oh,
that's not a good O.
So there are times that I feel adventurous and I can run the food. I feel I can run the food truck myself.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And honestly, like 80% of the time, it's okay. I can. Ticket times are fine. My menu is pretty simple. It's okay. And then other times I show up at a subdivision that I've never been to and just don't know what to expect. And then you get hit with the, and I'm making the line look. And then you realize you probably didn't cook as much as you could probably sell right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a subdivision this week and I showed up, I literally driving through the sub, I saw one person walking their dog. Didn't think it was busy, nothing.
What time did you show up?
3:45 for a 4:36.
Okay.
So I opened the window, 4:30. Not a person to be yelled at, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Come 5, boom. Needless to say, I sold out in 2 hours. To the point where the name is PB&J's Barbecue. I was selling kids PB&J's. I had peanut butter and jelly, and I was selling a PB&J.
Why did you have peanut butter and jelly on the trailer?
Well, the Elvis has peanut butter on it, and our PB&J actually has jam on it.
Okay.
So, and since I have the Cuban, I was selling ham and cheese sandwiches, and one lady told me, "Well, at least I don't have to cook tonight."
No, there's that.
I'm like, what do you want? What do you want to pay for a PB&J? I don't know, 2 of them I'll give you $3 a piece. I'm like, done.
As long as I don't have to like get a knife out of my drawer and actually spread peanut butter myself.
No, it's pourable. We're good.
Yeah. I had somebody, I don't remember where we were at, said, "Can I just get like some of your cheese on a tortilla, like a quesadilla?" I said, "Well, that's not gonna work. It's a liquid cheese. It's not gonna be a quesadilla for your kid." I had a Parmesan cheese from when we did Caesar salads. I said, "I can like put some shredded Parmesan on there." He's like, "Okay." So I sold a Parmesan. I put it in the smoker for like 3 minutes. I said, "It's going to be a few minutes." I said, and I put it in there just to let the cheese melt a little bit. He loved it. Said it's going to be so happy.
And now he's going to come back to you asking for.
Well, exactly. I said, "This is one time, man. One time. Just not something I'm going to do."
So Friday. So that was Wednesday. Friday had an unbelievable day. We did a 5K sponsored by Oberon Beer, and
I've heard of them.
We had 96 pre-orders, which I don't know if I'll ever do pre-orders ever again. And we had 120 sales on top of that. So that was by far our busiest day ever. We had to shut down it was only 2 of us because I was completely unprepared. We had to shut down our sales line to make sure the pre-orders got sold first or got taken care of first. And I cooked a lot and we still ran out of coleslaw and I had to give people more mac and cheese. but it was insane for like 2 hours. It was
So
insane.
were you trying to make those orders ahead of time, and you
No,
don't order at a hot store like a
so we
box
made,
lunch type deal?
yeah, we made boxes. Oh, and we had to buy sustainable products.
I've got one of those coming up.
Oh, Restaurant Depot, cheapest place you can find them.
Yeah.
Anyway, you don't have one over there.
No.
But we put, so we made it, it was for a meal. So it was a sandwich, slaw, mac, and cornbread for a certain price.
Mhm.
So we put the cornbread in a bun in the container and we just stacked them all. Problem
Okay.
is, by the time we got down to like the last 20, because we had the air going, I think the bun might have got a little stale.
Okay.
They were a little, they weren't as soft as when I take them out of the package.
Right.
Saved on time, but I feel like we absolutely, if I would have had like somebody on the back porch just serving meals or did something simple, like I didn't think we were going to get sales.
Right.
But it was, oh my gosh, it kicked our ass. I needed like a 6-pack after that. I was done. I was done. And then I had a cidery call and say, hey, we want you to come out for like a 4-hour event, and that sucked.
Yeah.
But a place that we've done food truck rallies at, that we've always sold out, always cooked a lot of food, always did real well. I had 25 sales in 4 hours.
It's a good day.
Needless to say, I threw a lot of food out.
Averages, man. It's all about averages.
It hurt this little guy right here.
Yeah.
It hurt because I made the same amount of food that I made for the day prior that we ran out of. So I was pushing your territory.
200, yeah, 250 people, and yeah. Yeah. My week was good. If you remember on the last podcast, our last week, I said that July had been abysmal, but according to everything I saw on our trends from the previous 2 years, that this past week should have been the week that it starts to turn around.
Okay.
I was correct.
Well, good for you.
It was a much better week. It wasn't like June weeks, but definitely better. So yeah, our business locations were close to normal. A whole lot closer to normal. I mean, only off by 100 or 150 bucks each, probably, than what they average typically. And then our subdivisions they all showed up. All our evening locations were great this week. Even one that we were on the fence about ever going back to. So, yeah, it was on my schedule as the last time we could be there. It probably still will be, just because it's so hit and miss. But yeah, the rest of them were great. And then we had a wedding on Saturday of 200 people, and that went great, paid and everything. So happy about that. Paid early in full. Good. So yeah, it's always nice to go in knowing that you have already collected pay. So
for sure,
and I have to worry about that, and I need to change how I think collect payments going forward. Typically we do the day before. But I think I'm gonna probably switch that to a week before the event.
Yeah, we gotta have a whole topic on catering.
Yeah, it's so chaotic, especially for weddings. There's just so much going on the week of, and I mean, we've done payments day of the wedding, and which has worked great sometimes, but I mean, other times you're trying to track people down, and I mean, they're obviously doing other things, wedding involved, after the meal, and so yeah. Anyways, yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, we'll have other days to talk about all that crap. But yeah, it was a good week. We
did you do Nuevo on Sunday?
Yeah,
I took the day off.
Yeah, I noticed you went up north.
Yeah,
must be nice to work part-time on your new venture.
It was. Listen, it's my birthday month. Okay.
Not anymore. Get back to work.
Nope. No, now I'm back to work. I have subdivision. Like, this month is chocked full of, I have a catering every Saturday. I have subdivisions like 3 times a week. and we're just gonna rock it. I mean, it's just it's the whole thing. I'm hoping this month. May's been the best month so far. I want to get back to May by the end of the year and keep going.
September was my best month by far last year, which surprised me. Yeah. And I don't know if it's just the weather changing and back to school and whatever, but yeah, significantly the best month of our year. So I'm interested to see if that continues. But yeah, our August Saturdays, I mean, we have a birthday party for 50 people and a wedding for 125 people both on Saturday. And then we have a couple small festivals the next 2 weekends. And then we'll be at GM in Grand Rapids.
Oh yeah.
For an employee appreciation event. And that's the one that we have to have sustainable stuff for.
Oh yes.
They said 0 landfill.
Oh yeah.
And would it be too much of a problem if you guys could not use any styrofoam? Yeah, sure. I guess. And that's one that they're not paying the bill. So it's all guest paid, but they're going to have like 2,500 people there. Plus,
how many food trucks?
I think it's only a couple, at least for food. And then on top of that, Grand Rapids Metro Cruise is going on that day, right on the same street. So,
oh wow,
yeah, it should be a crazy day. We actually talked to somebody that works there that was at lives in one of the subdivisions we did, and she used to manage those events, and she said, you guys will be sold out in a couple hours.
Oh,
she said, you guys don't have a chance. I said, oh, okay.
Thank you. Not having a chance. Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, great. I'm going to load up the smoker and I'm going to cook as much as I can, and then we'll see what happens. But I always let guys or people know on those types of events. I said, here's what we can do.
Be ready.
If you get the number of people you say you're going to get, we're going to be done early. Yeah. That's just the way it's going to work. And if they're okay with it, then we're good to go. If they're not, then they look for someone else. But I try to be as upfront with them on what we can do.
Yeah.
You know?
That was the thing with the 5K event I did. I mean, it was us and 2 other trucks. So I mean, they had easily 2,000 people there. The other two other ones was a Spanish style truck, which I have a story for that one. But and then the other one was almost like a vegetarian truck that might do chicken, that showed up like 3 minutes before the event started. So I was there at like 3 o'clock because I didn't know what to expect, and I was like the only one there. Like, nobody even showed up at all. So I'm like, well, we'll get the prep done. But like, so the story is, I went up to since I have a Cuban sandwich, the Spanish truck had a Cuban sandwich. I said, hey, would you be willing to trade? You know, I'd love to taste yours. I'd love your opinion on ours. No, we don't do that. I'm like, really? It's like, yeah, we just don't do that. The boss man doesn't like that. I'm like, oh. I said, so you're not the boss? Well, I'm a co-owner. I'm like, okay. And I look at the prices.
Silent partner.
Every sandwich was $16. Every single sandwich. And I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, but all these a lot of the ingredients are imported from Spain. I'm like, okay. I said, okay. Well, but the pork, I mean, we do ourselves. I'm like, okay. So do the ham yourself too? Like, what do you do with all this stuff? Anyway, so my helper looked out the window like 4 times to give people their food, because the pre-order was this way and the food trucks were over here. And she said we were the only ones like with a sustainable line. And I always have my back to people because that's where our steam table is. I can't see. I'm always afraid to just open the door and say smile. But all these food trucks take pictures of their lines.
I stopped.
I tried to. I'm like, all right, well, if you see a line, take a big picture of it. But no,
I don't have time. Yeah, I'd rather be getting food out of the window than. Yeah, I don't know. We used to, and if for some reason we have an extra person, like 4.
Yeah, right.
Like if I know we're going to be busy, we're going to have 3 people at least. And 4 gets in the way, and you have just someone there for support and running out to fill, condiments and stuff. But yeah, I mean, on a normal day, if we have 2 people on the truck and we have a big line, I'm not degloving to take a picture,
No,
you know,
no,
and then take time to post it
yeah.
with a caption and everything. I'm like, no, let's get these people out of here. So
I
yeah,
always post at the end because I'm assuming we're going to sell out, so I'll keep it. If it doesn't work, then whatever, it doesn't work. But no, it was crazy. I didn't get home until like 11 o'clock. I actually took the smoker off the trailer to cook, so I could load the smoker before I left for the event for the next day.
why don't you just load it while you're at the event?
Because we had no time.
Okay.
Plus, I don't have the onboard battery thing to keep the fan going.
Which one are you using?
ThermoWorks Signals.
It doesn't have a backup battery on it?
Doesn't have an onboard battery to power the fan.
Oh.
Yeah. Fireboard, I think, is the only one that does.
You do need to switch then. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it limits it to 50%, but as long as your smoker's at temp when you unplug, you shouldn't need to be above 50%.
Yeah,
So.
it was about an hour away, and on the way home to there, because I plugged it in so I get the smell going.
Yeah.
But I lost 100 degrees on the way back.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you need to switch.
We'll see. We're might be trying something new soon. That'll be another topic for another day.
You're raking in money. You got money to blow.
I know. I just think about just buying this money operation here.
It's a golden ticket, baby.
Woo! Really well.
Real quick, since you brought up a vegetarian food truck.
Yeah.
At the wedding we did on Saturday. Towards the end of, he was one of the last tables to be called. This guy, he says, "So does everything have meat?" So we had chicken pieces, brisket, mac and cheese, smoked beans, and potato salad. Yeah. So I said, well, there's no meat in the mac and cheese, and the potato salad's good too. And the guy before him took the rest of the mac and cheese. That was like, he was the last table. Guy before him got the last scoop of mac and cheese. I said, well, the potato salad. He's like, oh, okay. Like, how do you not let me know you have vegetarian guests?
So,
or you just don't care. But like, I would have saved the dude a plate.
I don't
Made him something else.
I don't know about the clientele that you have, but I do a lot
I
of
have a
events.
feeling this is going to get edited out.
No. I do a lot of events in Ann Arbor,
Mhm.
and Ann Arbor is I guess known for their vegetarian vegan crowd. I have been asked numerous times, do I have anything vegetarian? So I actually, on the menu now, I have a vegetarian plate. It's mac and cheese, cornbread, and coleslaw. It's all 3 of our sides, and you get a bigger portion of mac and cheese.
Okay.
And I sell, anytime I go out, I sell at least 10 of them. But it made sense. I did have a nice lady come up and ask if I had any vegan options. I'm like, I got pickles.
I got pickles and water.
I got pickles.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I appreciate you trying. I'm like, do you want pickles?
There's a barbecue truck in Grand Rapids that has a whole vegan menu along with their regular stuff. And they do it the right way. Everything's cooked on a separate smoker.
Wow.
So they do jackfruit, they do Impossible Burgers.
I did those too.
It's one of the better, I mean, really, it's one of the better food trucks in Grand Rapids too, from what I hear. But yeah, he's been running it for a year, 2 years now, I think.
That's dedication. I mean, that's
so he's also got a small storefront, so he has extra space to be able to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you're gonna say you're vegan, you got vegan options, and you better not be putting anything meat related in that smoker
exactly
anywhere. And I can't do that. I'm not at this point. I can't.
We had a well-known food truck in Detroit post on their Facebook page. I hope these vegans love their Impossible Burgers that I cooked with bacon grease. Needless to say, that went off like a fart in church. I will not name them because it's definitely not worth it. But that was that's
somebody bad. I know.
Maybe. But it was.
I'll take a maybe. You can give me the name later. Don't show it. I don't want to have to edit it out. Nope. Later. No, hold on a second, Bert. I gotta take a phone call. I know. This is Josh.
Hello, Josh.
No, we are closed on Mondays. Nope, we'll be back open tomorrow. All right, no problem. Bye-bye.
You can't edit that out. That was business.
I won't. No, so I'm getting my trailer brakes done today. A mobile service is doing it. So they're coming to the house and doing it right in the driveway.
Really?
Yeah. So he has a morning appointment, and then he said he's coming here right after that. As long as there's no thunderstorms or anything, he's good doing it in the rain. So I thought it might be that guy. So that's the only reason I answered. But I should have realized it was a 616 and not a 269 before I answered.
Yeah, it's all good.
Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, that person, vegan
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's dedicated. If you're gonna put it out there, I did Impossible Burgers for a subdivision because the lady who organizes it's vegan. I don't know how to cook them, so I cooked them until they look like a hockey puck, and she said they were good, but she understood that they were put in the same smoker. I mean, there was really no other expectations. Was I just provided a burger that I just seasoned it with the brisket seasoning and went from. But she said she liked it. Her daughter wasn't a fan, but she also said that her husband cooks them until you can throw them at somebody and hurt them.
Yeah, how do you know when they're done? I mean, burgers are easy.
I tempt them. They tempted like 165. I'm like, is that what soy's supposed to be?
Yeah, you don't want to catch worms or something.
I don't know.
Can you undercook soy?
But she said she liked them, so that's all that matters.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry, bud. I gotta do one more thing real quick. 24th is my third. Could do the 25th. Always working, man.
I get it. I've sent some invoices this morning.
All right. One of my subdivisions at the end of the month asked me yesterday if we could move their date. I cannot, at least not the direction she wants to, because she's not going to be there that day, it turns out, and she didn't want to miss out. So, and we are the best food truck they have on their schedule for the summer. So,
Of course you are.
well, yeah, I mean, naturally.
Yeah, just ask you.
Hey, we got voted best food truck in West
I
Michigan.
saw.
Review Magazine. Thank you very much. We beat out the OGs. Patty Matters, who has been nominated nationally for best food truck in the country a handful of times. So,
yeah, I follow them, and their food looks great.
yeah, it's good. She just added a second, poor timing, unfortunately, just because of COVID. But yeah, she added a second truck in 2020. I think 2020. Yeah, added a second truck, and she's running both of them most days. And she runs all year too. So
yeah,
that's
crazy.
Good for them. They also don't have to do dishes. They use a commissary, so they're doing dishes at the commissary. So they just need enough water for hand washing, which you can do in a 5-gallon igloo.
That sounds so good.
We almost went to the commissary this year, that one that they use. And I mean, the dishwasher alone was like, oh, that looks nice.
Doesn't it though? You're telling me it can be done in like 20 minutes?
Yeah. Make garbage and ice and grease disposal.
No more kitty litter containers.
Yeah. Shut up. Anyways,
anyway, so
see how many times I can say shut up in the series of our podcast.
I visited a barbecue restaurant while I was up north.
Sparks.
Yeah.
They have a second location in Grand Rapids. I've heard the original location in Traverse City is better than the one in Grand Rapids, but I can't wait to hear what you have to think.
Well, I never knew if it's because I'm a snob or not. but I have confirmed through somebody else that my thoughts might be correct. So my wife ordered pork tacos,
Okay.
which is basically pulled pork, coleslaw, like a sweet and spicy corn type thing,
Mhm.
and some jalapenos. And I ordered the 3 meat plate with brisket, their bacon and cheddar sausage, pulled pork, and 2 sides. So I got slaw and mac and cheese. What came wasn't anything we ordered. So instead of the mac and cheese, they gave me baked beans.
Okay.
The corn stuff wasn't on her tacos. And that's actually one thing she was kind of looking forward to. So I couldn't find our waiter, or sorry, we asked the waiter about the mac and cheese. Oh, okay, I'll go get it. I'm sorry. So we got the mac and cheese, and we couldn't find the waiter when we found out there was no corn in the pork tacos. And she's like, oh yeah, we didn't bother making it because we couldn't get it right. We didn't have any left, and nobody could get it right. I'm like, okay, well, we didn't get the disclaimer that it wasn't,
Maybe let people know ahead of time.
She's like, okay, okay, I'll take care of it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I mean, we'll split it, but she's like, oh, I'll take care of it. It's fine. So we, so the thicker part of the point, which is right at the end, that's what they gave me, which is good. I mean, it's okay. It had absolutely 0 smoke flavor, and it was drenched in sauce, which they tell you on their menu that it will be drenched in sauce. Everything was drenched in sauce. For the prices they charge, I didn't feel like I got a good meal. Let's put it that way. Their prices are very. For me, it was like I think $34 for the 3 meat plate and 2 sides.
How much? Was it like a pound a total? Do you think, or
each meat was 1 sausage link, which is probably about a 1/4 pound each, and then probably a 4 to 6 ounce side.
Decent portion size, I guess, but seems a little high. What was your third meat?
Pork, pulled pork
pork
sausage. Yeah, and pork was okay. You really can't screw that up.
You can.
Yeah.
I've screwed it up. It's hard. You have to try.
Their baked beans were good, but they were piping hot. But everything else was, I mean, the mac and cheese was kind of bland. Cheesy, but bland. Their pickles and onions were good though. Oh. And then we actually had a dessert. So it was like a strawberry shortcake, but made with cornbread. Huh. In a cup. It was really good.
Like a parfait.
Yeah.
Ish, yeah. Or a sundae. Yeah.
Yeah, it was layers.
But it was good?
But it was really good. Surprisingly. It wasn't like a cornbread, like a dense cornbread, like a Jiffy Mix or something like that.
Yeah.
It was more like a corn cake. So it was light, airy. It was good. What do you keep looking outside for?
There's people walking out there.
It's the world. People walk, bud.
Hey, not on my grass.
Get off my lawn.
And then it started raining, so I heard the noise.
Anyway, so it was like $64 for our meal, and I definitely didn't feel like we got
$64 worth.
Yeah, it wasn't. But hey, I mean, I love trying new stuff out. I'll go to any barbecue restaurant. I always get the 3 meat plate so I can try everything. Not really. I mean, I care about how much it costs, but at the end of the day, it's all about just seeing where. It's like, is it seeing where your food stacks up, or where, somebody that can charge that much money compared to what you are is, where it's at.
Yeah. So if you ever see a comparable menu item, will you order it?
Yes.
Like a peanut butter and brisket sandwich, you would order it?
Yep.
Yeah. I am too. I would do that too, except for loaded mac and cheeses, because those seem to be everywhere now.
Yeah, they are.
They've kind of taken the place of the piggy parfait or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
I'm glad we were on the early end of the trend on that.
Yeah. I mean, the loaded mac with pork is probably one of our top sellers, and we got people coming back for it, which is good.
Yeah, the brisket loaded mac is for us is our #1 seller.
Really?
Number two is our, yeah, number one seller, and the number two is Piglet. But Piglet's been our number one item every year except for this year. And they're
Wow.
close. They're only about 40 a piece apart. But
Yeah, I mean, it's when I started going backwards, sorry. When I started this, I was worried about if I return to a location, are people going to come back? And seeing that people come back is kind of makes it all worth it, you know. I talked to another food truck guy, and I said, "Are you chasing money, or are you chasing the dream?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm chasing the dream." I said, "Why are you trying to buy a building so fast? You just started this like 6 months ago, but you're trying to buy a building. You want to move into this. You want to, you know, you want to be an empire." I said, "Start. I'm saying start small, but
yeah,
I love the big dreams. Don't get me wrong, but you gotta know everything about your operation before you can make it bigger. In my eyes." Sorry, that was a take.
no, that's fine. I'm gonna have two profitable trucks before I even look at a building. You know,
Yeah.
And that the building will come then because I will need to add a third truck and I'll need a place to put them. I don't have room for three or approval.
Yeah, or approval from.
Yeah.
Do you have a restaurant? Do you have a brick and mortar? Do you have a storefront? I said, no, I don't want to deal with the headache.
Yeah,
That's what it is. Like, I go where the people go, where I have to hope that people are going to come to me. You know, and that's
yeah. I mean, once you can build up a fan base, and I think that part will be harder for you just because you're going so far on a fairly daily basis.
953 likes.
It's good, man. You're almost to 1,000. Hey, you got to start somewhere.
I'm still stuck at 90 Instagram followers. Come on, guys.
My Instagram.
Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, my Instagram is way lower. I don't think we're at 1,000 Instagram likes or follows. I think we're at like 500 or 600 compared to our 8,000 Facebook likes.
We're gonna have an Instagram war between us, PB&J's Barbecue, and Sweet Rack Smoking Butts. LLC.
I'm already winning. I have like a 450 like follow.
You know what? It's okay. I can come from behind and win. We'll do it at the end of the year. So your last
that one.
Whatever. What's your last day? Halloween? Is that the last day you're planning on being open?
Hold on. I don't know what day does Halloween fall on.
I don't know.
A Monday. So no, Halloween won't be our last day.
Sounds like the 30th will.
Probably the 30th. Unless we feel rambunctious and want to go into the first week of November, but I don't think we're going to. So
how come you don't ever do like day before Thanksgiving or anything like that?
No.
Biggest bar night of the year?
No.
Wouldn't Wiseman want to have you guys out for that?
I don't know.
It's not cold.
I winterize my trailer that week. I clean it and I winterize it and I don't go back in it.
You don't miss it? The smell. I'm just kidding. All right. Well, I'll probably go out for that.
The smell. Next year. So yeah, next year's plans. I think we will be open at least a week in November, if not 2. And that's because I think we're going to shut down for a week and a half in July. Just because I think we can make better money the 2 weeks in November, especially if we get lucky with weather, than we can that week and a half in July.
You remember we talked about risk?
Yeah.
I'm not ready to take the risk with food that you are, but I'm more ready to take the risk with weather than you are. I just thought about that. Come on, bring on the cold.
Yeah. Oh, God. Hey, I had to replace a faucet this spring already. So that blew up on me after I put water back in my trailer.
It's a great looking faucet.
It is. It's a beautiful, brand new, shiny faucet. But yeah, I don't need to have any more exploded lines.
Oh.
And it wasn't even that cold. We just had a cold snap of 3 days, and that was all it took.
That's all it took.
So yeah, I can't imagine stressing about that every time I open the door in the morning at 4 o'clock, walking into the trailer like, all right, is everything okay?
Oh, I don't plan on doing that. I'm going to Texas this year. I'm gonna do the same thing that you did a couple years ago.
You're gonna take your trailer down to Texas?
No, I'm gonna take me, myself, and my happy ass down to Texas.
So yeah, we're gonna hopefully do 4-ish like small town fireworks festival things
Yeah,
that weekend of 4th of July, and we'll take off the rest of that week and the week after.
makes sense.
It'll be a good break for us, and we're going to be dead anyway. So, I'm confident that we can at least do those numbers in November.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if we end up with great weather in November, we'll be slammed, because great weather in November means busy because people are taking advantage of it and getting outside.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
that's what I'm hoping for.
it's kind of the opposite of the spring, where nice weather means you're dead. So
True.
yeah,
Sure.
I don't know. So yeah, that's good. Good luck to Kyle. Yeah. Anyway,
So
onward.
yeah, we had some sort of format that we're still going to try to do.
We're doing good.
What's
How long have
next?
we been on this? How long have we been on this call today?
An
Where's
hour.
my camera? It's been an hour?
10:58.
Oh, Jesus criminy. It's super editing. I have to cut out half this shit.
All right. So food trucks. Do we think they're hurting local mom and pop restaurants?
Yes.
So
I don't.
here's my take.
Mhm.
I'm new. I'm definitely new at this. You know more about food trucks and mom and pop restaurants than I do. We have a township over here that just instituted or enacted or voted on, or whatever the word you want to use, a $250 permit fee to operate inside the township.
Okay.
And
Is that for the year?
yes,
Okay.
no inspection, just permit fee. You also cannot operate within 1,000 feet of an established restaurant or coffee shop. You also have to purchase the permit if you are catering a private event.
No, I don't like that.
And they find out about it. The fines and the penalties are basically like what, D-level or A-level misdemeanor, D-level felony, like $500 fine for the first one. If you get caught again, it's like a $1,000 fine and up to 60 days in jail.
What?
Yeah, we found out that it was basically, it was a deli and a coffee shop that had the complaint.
Mhm.
And it's and the coffee shop is a national, well, we'll say a local chain, but
Big B.
there's absolutely.
Yeah.
Because people were popping up at a Tractor Supply Company across the road, and they complained. And
I mean, was it a coffee truck that was sitting up across the road? 'Cause I
No.
think that's their only legitimate complaint. If they're selling coffee or bagels, otherwise they're not a competitor.
It was barbecue trucks. It was a burger truck. I mean, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so now nobody can set up there because it's within, that's like a fast food restaurant heaven. So you can't set up across of it because you're within that 1,000 feet. It puts there's one brewery in that township that a lot of people set up, and they bring in a good amount of people, and it's like 3,000 feet from like a Red Lobster.
Yeah.
And just, it's ridiculous. And they've had 4 or 5 board meetings to the point where punches were going to be thrown if they weren't back down, from what I've heard. Of course, it's, telephone, telegram, food truck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's only hurting mom and pops if mom and pops let it hurt them. Like it's got to be, maybe they can step up their business. Like, are we really taking business away from some local deli that has been there for years that already has a clientele?
So what I've always said, half joking, if we're taking your business away, sell better food.
True, that too. Yeah.
So
there's gonna be a reason you're losing that business.
Yeah, exactly. One of our regular customers in Newaygo is a bar that sells food. They come almost every Sunday and buy food for their people from us.
Yeah.
So you have towns that really embrace it, that get it. And you have towns that just, they don't, and they have people in positions of power and influence. And I think it comes from a place of fear. You know,
Yeah,
that
makes
they can't block a restaurant from coming in, but damn it, we're going to try to block somebody else, you know, from
So is
taking a
the real question, are they hurting mom and pop restaurants, or the real question is the city doesn't know how to collect revenue? And so it's a mix of, it's a mix of them. Okay, we don't pay the taxes that restaurants do or brick and mortars do, so they don't know how to they don't know how to get the buck out of us, and they institute all these horrible fees. And the east side's getting hit, like Orient Township. You have to have a fire inspection.
Yep.
And I don't have a hood system. There's nothing in my truck that can cause fire other than electrical, obviously.
If you don't have an inside flame, you shouldn't need a hood.
Exactly, but they want you to have a fire inspection still.
Yeah, that's fine, because they want to make sure you have fire extinguishers and carbon monoxide, just in case. Yeah, I mean, so it shouldn't be a big deal for you. And those should be free.
No, they're definitely not. It's $100.
What? Ours are free.
Well,
Wow, you're on the wrong side of the state.
I don't go there, so it doesn't matter.
West side, best side, baby.
We're not going to hash that out from years ago.
Facts are there. Yeah, I think
3-2, bud. 3-2.
Coming out of retirement.
Hey, I have a comp this week. Woo!
What?
Yeah, Westland.
You're going
Yeah,
to compete?
yeah.
Bastard.
You can come hang with me if you want.
I'm too busy working.
Oh, that's good. Please don't make me second guess this.
Must be nice having all this time off every weekend. Jesus. No, good for you. If you can do it, I'm happy for you.
Bastard.
I have not been able to get myself to that point at all. Anyways, back to, yeah, I think there are some townships and stuff that is an issue. That's the tax revenue. We're not paying property taxes. We're not doing all kinds of other stuff to bring in revenue. The city of Newaygo is by far the dumbest one that I've come across.
But you love Newaygo.
We don't set up in the city limits.
Oh, okay.
We got kicked out of the city limits. We had
Oh.
police show up and shut us down because we weren't permitted. So if we do a festival or anything, we can set up because it's a chamber event. The farmers market we could do because it was a chamber member that put it on, blah, 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 blah. But in order for us to set up in a location, like at a business location, we had to fill out a permit. We had to get a site survey of the property to make sure that we were it was like we were building a building. We had to be so far away from the road. We had to be so far away from side property lines. I'm like,
Were they treating it
out of your
were they
mind.
treating it the same way as a restaurant inspection?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we had to be right with the building code.
Yeah. A mobile restaurant being within building code.
Yeah. So,
Well, the good thing is if you weren't in code, you could just move.
so yeah, instead of us paying for a site survey on any property we wanted to set up on, we just said we're done with Newaygo, the city of Newaygo.
Yeah.
And that's how we ended up just outside the city limits at the two locations we've used.
Yeah.
And it's been zero effect to us on business. So if anything, it's been a little bit better probably.
Yeah. Our town has embraced it. We do food truck Tuesdays starting from June to August,
Mhm.
every other Tuesday, but it's a lunch service. It's 11 to 1. And the number one comment I get underneath every post that our downtown development authority does is, why are you doing it from 11 to 1? Why don't you do it longer? 11 to 3, something like that.
Because it's their compromise with restaurants.
Well, yeah, because it's up the street from basically all the restaurants in the center of town. So if you're
We'll
not
allow
on
them to do it, but we're only going to let them do it for 2 hours.
and
Which is okay.
it is what it is. I mean, we do good there. We like it. And the Downtown Development Authority has other events. There was one just this past Sunday. And it's all good. And I'm glad that they've embraced it. We go to the city of Ann Arbor. We found out that one of the subdivisions that we set up at, and it's not really a sub, it's more like a residential street that
Mhm.
every neighbor created their own little Facebook group, and now they're, private, whatever. but they invited us out because of a referral from another neighborhood, which we love. But then the city contacted them like a day afterwards and said they didn't shut us down, but there's a building ordinance, or is it zoning ordinance? Sorry, zoning ordinance. Because I try to check every ordinance I can about food trucks. And they said that a mobile business, not even a food truck, but a mobile business can't be on a residential street. They have to be at a park or at some sort of public location, not just a street.
You need a parking lot. You can't park on the street.
Yeah. So, MLive did a story about it, about the city. They had to buy a permit to have food trucks out at the park. We actually just did that this past Monday, but it was, I think it hurt us because we did really, really good the first time we were there. We didn't do anywhere near what we did the second time we were there. So I think the location hurt, but it was, like I said, I try to check everything I can, and be amazing all the stuff that they're coming out with food trucks, and they're embracing the fact that food trucks are here, but I think they're trying to monetize it the best they can.
And I get it, and that's fine. It would, especially, so, I mean, we touch so many towns here, just because of where we are, and there's so many populated areas that are heavily populated areas. And each one has either different restrictions. I mean, like Granville has none that I'm aware of. Every time I've checked, like we can go set up in Granville without a problem, no issues. But you cross the street into Wyoming, and we have to have a permit every year. It would be great if some of these cities were a little bit more proactive, especially with trucks they have on file. At the beginning of the year, to send out and said, hey, here's the application for the year. Here's what's changed. Because it's not impossible. It's a shit ton of work to go through to every potential town that you're going to be in. Like, all right, what do I know for this one? What do I know for this one? And it's part of the job.
I mean, you're in a major metropolitan area. I mean, I think there's a lot more opportunity for you out there than there is for me, as far as just metropolitan wise. I mean, I have to go to Detroit. I haven't really kept up on their food truck laws lately, and they were going through a lot, but Detroit was horrible with food trucks. They wouldn't allow them. They would ticket them. They would tow them. They'd get rid of them. And now they're starting to let certain ones in. I think the last time is you had to buy a permit. It was only last for 6 months, just to see if it would work, but I wish that major metropolitan areas, not just city limits, but encompass maybe the towns around them. So like Grand Rapids has many towns around it in a little circle. Why couldn't they just have one that works for the whole area? But it seems like every city wants their own rules on top of maybe.
So there's some cities that require a fire inspection, some don't. But they've done that for fire inspection. So there's a conglomerate in West Michigan. So one fire inspection at any of the towns is good for any of the rest inside the conglomerate, which is nice. So I don't have to have 6 different fire inspections depending on where I'm at. And there's a West Michigan food truck group what is it called? Circle of Trust, food truck Circle of Trust for West Michigan, where we can warn others of bad locations and neighborhoods and stuff. But there are definitely some inspectors for fire that are much easier and lenient than others. And those have been posted in there. Like, here's where you need to go get your fire inspection. We were lucky. Our guy was super easy and nice. Made sure everything was there, but it was like, this could be here instead. No big deal. I'm gonna pass you. Just get it moved. Send me a picture whenever you get it moved. All right, great, thanks. The city of Grand Rapids guy, who's been there forever, I think literally ever. I think he's like 195 years old. But yeah, he's one of those. They said you need a covered steel trash can for ash. It needs to be on board all the time. I don't have room for another trash can. I use this metal half can here.
That goes right
in my little hand wash sink on the porch. And
yeah.
But yeah, so But yeah, it would be awesome if that was the case where we could do a larger metro and then they just figure out how to divide up whatever fees across the board,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, we have not had any real issues with any cities. Our biggest one was Wyoming last year, where the township actually sent out a police officer just to say, hey, you guys aren't permitted. We need you guys to shut down as soon as you can today. I said, okay.
Yeah.
And we shut down at our closing time as soon as we could do it. And then we went and got our permit, and they rushed the permit through for us, and we were ready to go for the next week we were there.
That's good. So at least they were willing to work with you. They knew you weren't. That's what I was saying. It's like they don't. Do they really think that you're trying to do something malicious?
Right, and I think most of them aren't. We've been really lucky with people we've worked with. The health department's been super good over in Kent County for the most part. Like we haven't always had our intent to operates for every small location.
Yeah.
And inspectors in the area, he's just kind of swings by. He's like, hey, how you guys doing? Did you have there's a new guy that is by the book and he just kind of services one area. So we're making sure now, which is good. We're making sure that we have all our stuff in to them.
Yeah.
Which I think it's absurd that we have to have one anyways. I'd much rather just, what's that?
I found out the other day that I have to send one out even from my local area.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that. I thought it was just
every time you set up, they have to know the location where you're at, the day and the time.
I didn't know that.
I wish I could just send them, here's all the locations we're going to be at for the year. If something goes down in one of the locations, just notify me.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, sewer backups and outbreaks for whatever in the area, they need to notify you. So I get it. I get that that's why they do it, but I should just be able to send Kent County. I said, here's everywhere we're going to be for the year.
Yep.
I shouldn't have to fill out 200 different.
He's making note of.
Yeah, 100 different forms. They did say that so if we're at the same location every week, you said you can just do one and just tell us that you're there every Tuesday. So that, it takes out 30 pages, but
that somewhat helps.
But yeah, it's just, and I try to do them in the winter, but then we have so many schedule changes and so many of them are last minute, know, that it's hard to get them all in. So, but even then, outside of that, Kent County's been great. The last guy was kind of not the greatest. He didn't shut us down or anything. He's like, hey, you really need to get these in. I said, okay, we'll do. But yeah, any festivals or anything, we make sure we get them in just because we know that they're going to be there looking for them.
Exactly.
So
yeah, I've gotten better with it. It was a learning curve. This will go on our next topic, but starting up a food truck for tomorrow or for next Monday. But
you don't think we're gonna get there today?
I love talking to you, bud. I still gotta go renew my tabs. My birthday was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God, dude. Do you have a kiosk near you?
I hope so.
Kiosks are great.
Yeah, but I don't have the slip.
I don't think you need it.
No, I need my last four of my VIN number and my license plate number.
See, you got it then. You're good. So you can go to a kiosk.
I get it. Now that my wife normally gets the mail and we haven't communicated too well with mail, so I can actually say it got lost in the mail.
So anyways, yeah, I think food trucks as a whole do not hurt. I think they benefit pretty much everybody in a town.
Yeah, when we go
for every customer they take away, they bring somebody else into town.
Exactly. It draws people. It's a people event. If I go to a subdivision, great. But if I go to like a festival, which that's going to be another topic is festivals, there's a need for us that restaurants can't hold because they can't go anywhere.
Right.
We do have one restaurant that it's a Mexican place. Well, it's like a Mexican American fusion place that will go and just set up their tent with a couple warmers and do like walking tacos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of restaurants don't move. And
we got a Chick-fil-A food truck over on our side.
We have a Cinnabon food truck over here.
Freaking pisses me off. Really, Chick-fil-A?
Well,
We have a Little
Caesars food truck over here.
Yeah, that's just stupid. That pisses me off.
They're expensive.
That's not a $5 hot and ready.
No, it's like a $8.50 hot and ready. And it's personal pan pizza size. But hey, food truck costs. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, we have we've had a couple local restaurants actually start up their own mobile food trucks. We had a barbecue place that started one up. We had, and we had the opposite. We had a food truck. He's got 2 trailers, just opened up his own little brick and mortar shop. So it's, I think either which, I don't think we're hurting anybody. I think we're only helping. I can understand the monetization of what we're doing, but it's like, we have to go through inspections twice a year. We have to pay the state once a year for renewal. So, okay, if you're going to charge us, but let us know up front. You know, don't spring it on us last minute when we're setting somewhere up. It's like, oh, I noticed you don't have your permit. I didn't know I needed one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we had a council meeting last month, and we're now charging. Yeah, do that shit at the beginning of the year. Yeah,
I had to find out about the township that we talked about earlier from the local brewery when I was trying to book them. They're like, oh, did you know about this? And they sent me this long thing. I'm like, no. So a lot of people are boycotting the township. They won't go there, which only hurts the business that wants food trucks to go there.
yeah.
So yeah, fun times.
I don't know, man. I'd have a 1,000-foot tape measure,
Right.
and I would go in a line around every one of them, every one of those restaurants, and find a driveway somewhere and pay somebody $50 for me to set up in. I mean, that's me and my spitefulness, but
I don't think Red Lobster is losing a lot of business to me.
well, exactly. And none of them are.
Yeah.
Neither's the coffee shop. No, I was gonna get a ham and cheese bagel, and a coffee, but I think I'll get a pop and a
barbecue sandwich.
A barbecue sandwich instead. That sounds better for breakfast.
Yeah, and I'll pull over into this storefront parking lot that I've never been into just to get it. Yeah.
You guys have Wi-Fi?
You have vegetarian options?
I get a soy lot. Wait, no, that's the wrong spot.
Wrong truck, bud.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, yeah, hopefully it gets better. I think the embracing is coming fast with the popularity of food trucks, and hopefully not the more oversaturation. Definitely don't need any more barbecue trucks in Michigan.
Do you think it's oversaturated?
I think some areas, yes, we're getting close. Yeah, like Noego's got like 6. That area has got 6 food trucks out of it. So a lot of those travel, but
one. I saw a pizza truck on the beach.
Yeah.
Like
I think Grand Rapids is a big enough area that there's space for all of us, and there's definitely demand.
Yeah.
But there is probably 10 barbecue trucks, at least, probably closer to 20 in the greater Grand Rapids area.
This can be another topic is the menu of a barbecue truck.
Mm-hmm.
Like how do you look at, do you think people will go to a barbecue truck? Like somebody can come to you and I, right, and get one thing for like 17 days and not get the same thing over again.
Yeah.
But if you go to another food truck that does like just barbecue dinners, not like creative sandwiches or something like that,
yeah, you
really can get like 5 items.
That's what you're getting. Yeah.
And you have to want to go back to get those 5 items. Like it has to be the best you've ever had. You know, that's why I will say I modeled my menu after yours. I'm not gonna lie, but I think it shows your creativeness, but it also shows, okay, somebody can come here and get something different every time. You know, I don't run a lot of special on the same locations like you are, but it's,
have you noticed regular customers?
So we talked about that yesterday over the last couple of days about how can we, like my Square will tell me regular customers
I don't believe it.
Yes. I've had like on Food Truck Tuesday or something like that. I've had people come back. And say I came back to try this, or I got this last time, I want to try this time.
But same person, same location.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you're traveling a lot more than I am. I mean,
I'm not as stationary as you are.
yeah, you're not in a 10-mile radius. You're in a
Because I don't
80-mile radius.
It's because I don't think I could survive like you do. That's my risk. That's the risk I like. I'm willing to go where people are, where I know they're going to be.
I want to go where the people are.
Yes. That's like, I think what you're doing is more risky than what I do. I might travel more, and I might spend more in fuel cost or whatever. Oh, you have a heavier trailer than I do. I don't know. I'm scared if I set up at the same location for 7 hours. I'm worried.
And we don't do that a lot anymore. I mean, we have 2 days a week, Fridays and Sundays.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't think you could find a good lunch location in your area and then a good dinner location in your area?
Absolutely, but the city won't allow it. Like I can't go like my downtown where I do food truck Tuesdays.
Yeah.
They won't allow me to come downtown and just sell.
So I know you were doing some like factories and stuff. Those weren't consistent enough.
Horrible. The first one was, and then it was an automotive plant that they decided to get a whole bunch of temp employees.
Right.
I did a gas station all day for 5 weeks and nothing. They were there, pump gas and get out. Weren't stopping for a sandwich or nothing.
Right.
Now that was pre-wrap, so I was thinking about going back in the fall because they're closer to a couple apple orchards. But that's the next thing I was looking into is there apple orchards or something like that I know that are going to be busy in the fall that I could try to get into, and that's why the 5K event this week was at an apple orchard, a really popular one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to build network. I'm trying to see. I appreciate word of mouth. But anyway, we're talking about regular customers. I want to put a bell or something that people, a little sign that says, if you've been here before, click the bell, and I want to acknowledge them. Thanks for coming back, something like that. So, but I also think that if I do that, it's going to show the other people that are in line, if there is a line, hopefully there is a line, but we don't really want lines because we want to pass food out fast. That, hey, this person's been here before, so the food must be halfway decent.
Right.
So I'm twofold, that's the goal.
I've always said it's easy to get somebody to come once. The challenge is getting them to come back.
Yes.
And I would say, we bank heavy on our return customers. We have a lot of them. And a lot of them that come to different locations.
When you told me you had a standing order for like 3 racks of ribs when I was there the first time, that was amazing. Like you do really? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, and most of our regulars will order pretty much the same thing every time.
How's Mary doing?
Mary? Oh,
Mary.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah, Chris knows everybody's name.
That's where the hashtag tell your friends started.
Yeah.
That you never use.
Mary Spicer. Yeah, we haven't seen her very much this year. I think she's been busy with travel sports and stuff, but
damn kids.
Yeah, and that's why we were hoping Sundays up there would be better than Saturdays, but we were hoping it'd be less busy for kids' activities and stuff on Sundays. So
have you found a big difference between where you were parked in Newaygo to where you park now?
No, if anything, we're staying steadier where we are, and we're getting more new customers than we did at the other place, just from our visibility here, and get more people just to stop by.
And you don't have to deal with the guy on the corner either.
Yeah, well, and they finally are broken ground on the restaurant this year. So
have they? Okay, good for them.
Yeah, and I kind of saw it coming in the off season last year. Like they started posting more renderings and stuff. I was like, I'm not gonna even deal with.
I thought it was just
pull out of there halfway through the year. Huh?
I thought it was just supposed to be a spot to get beer, like a bar.
So that's what they were gonna do, because they always had their liquor license still from the old restaurant. It
Yeah.
was always active. So they were just gonna put up a little shed there and do beer, I think more to piss off the neighbor than anything else.
Good.
Because he couldn't stop it. So, but the plan was always to rebuild the restaurant. Yeah, and then all the legal headaches came with the neighbor and what they could do with the shoreline there, and
Yeah.
because everything's protected now, and so
Yeah.
it just took them a while to get there, and then COVID and everything else. But so yeah, we haven't really seen a drop. It's been a good location for us. But yeah, I mean, a lot of regular customers, and that's our bread and butter. It really is.
I have people that will
I mean,
come back for cornbread.
what's that?
Yes, I have people, as sad as this is, I have people that will come back just for cornbread.
We have one person that only gets potato salad.
Yeah.
That's what they come for, potato salad. So, which is good. We keep coming. Eventually we'll get them to try something else.
Yeah, whatever you want, I got.
Yep.
We're a local barbecue dealer.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's our local customers that make me think that one day a brick and mortar, we could probably do it and be okay. You know, that we'd have enough regular business to help get it going.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I wish you the best of luck, bud.
But yeah, I would strongly recommend, I mean, keep trying to sprinkle those local spots in, you know, find somewhere.
I think this year's been a learning experience so far for the last, 4 months. And my goal this year was to get the name out.
Yeah.
I had a minimum goal that I wanted to hit every week, and I've surpassed that just about every week. And I'm beyond grateful to anybody that's ever come to our truck. And, I think somebody put out a meme the other day, money, or the goals of a food truck, and it was like money, fame, and having somebody come back to tell you your barbecue is the best. And I was checked off. And I'm like,
yeah.
When I asked that burger truck, I said, are you chasing money? Are you chasing the dream? I'm at this point, it's my job, but I'm still chasing the dream. I mean, this is, and I don't ever want it to be about money. Money is a big deal, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to get burnt out. I want to love what I do, and I want to continue to keep doing it. And the people that come back over and over again, I'm eternally grateful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. Without them, they
wouldn't be us.
Yeah,
without them, there wouldn't be us.
That's right. Yeah, and I've never been a big money chaser. I typically don't cancel events to go chase an event somewhere else that I can make more money at. But it's I mean, I've been called at 10:30 at night for someone that came for lunch that said I haven't been able to stop thinking about whatever I got, and just wanted to let you know it was amazing. Okay, can I go back to bed now? Shoot me a Facebook message, buddy. I appreciate the compliment. I need to go to bed. And we've gotten a few of those, so which is awesome.
Speaking of compliments, you and I both use Square, right, for our process.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever gotten Square reviews?
Yep. Fairly regularly.
I got a few of them so far, and I thought it was really cool. But then I got my Square account person gave me a call. This is not a plug for Square, but Square account person gave me a call, and I said, hey, can we push those to social media? They're like, nope. I'm like, damn, they're like really good, because there's a lot of people that still don't have social media. And it's like, I want to post those reviews. I want them to come somewhere so people can still, people can see them. And I haven't figured out how. I can take screenshots.
Exactly. It's like when you log into the online, just screenshot them.
I can take screenshots, right? But it's like, it's not them coming to our, our social media and doing it, which is the tough part. I mean, I understand people don't have social media and all.
Are you getting Facebook reviews?
We've gotten a couple. Yeah.
Have you gotten a rating yet from Facebook?
I think we're 5.
Okay. It was a fight for me to get our rating posted, because it kept saying we didn't have enough reviews, and we were at like 50, and we saw other businesses with like 4 and they got a rating. Yeah, I had to contact Facebook. It was like a 2-week ordeal to get our rating to show.
Do you ask your people for reviews?
Nope.
Why
We
not?
did. So we put out some social posts our first couple of years, just saying, hey, if you've stopped by the truck, we'd love to hear what you thought. Please post a review if you could. I haven't asked for a review this year or last year. We don't get as many Facebook ones as we used to because we're not asking for them, but yeah, we definitely get, I think we're up to like 80 something on Facebook reviews, all of them 5. I mean, we've never gotten a public bad review. We've had a couple people that have sent us private messages and said, hey, just wanted to let you know this wasn't great today. It's okay, thanks, appreciate the feedback. And a lot of those are repeat customers, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, we've always had great food, it was just a little cold today. And that we've gotten that comment each of the last 2 springs. You know, food was just a little not warm enough, and that's the buns, and us trying to figure out how to keep buns warm without them drying out or getting crispy.
Exactly. So I'm on the opposite side. I ask for reviews.
Okay.
Like I tell them, I said, hey, you know, at the end of an event, and it's mainly for catering, I think, not necessarily, you know, I'll tell people, hey, follow us on Facebook. Let me know what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with our more creative sandwiches that we have. You know, I'd love people telling me what they think of the food. If they're not, and I tell people I view feedback as a gift, whether good or bad, you know, let me know and I would appreciate it. I had one person say on Instagram that I posted a picture of one of our sandwiches and they said, this isn't what I got today. Or this isn't as good as the one I got today.
Yeah.
Or this is, sorry, mine didn't look like the one I got today. Or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
It didn't look like the picture. So I responded. I said, I appreciate the feedback. Let us know. I'll make it right. You know, come back. Know who you were. Come back.
Mm-hmm.
She did, and I made it right. But I think I love feedback no matter what. I've always been.
Yeah, me too.
That was something that I was ingrained with, is getting feedback.
And we've offered a lot of replacement meals, so to speak, for like a cold sandwich or whatever. And those people have never taken us up on it. They've come back and paid for their next meal and won't let us pay for it. And I think if you get a reputation for good food on a regular basis and you show sincerity when they complain, then it's usually not an issue, you know?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
It's all about how you handle it. But yeah, we need to get this wrapped up for the day.
Yep.
Episode 1's out there. It's been for, I don't know, about 20 minutes. I guess a week by the time this one gets posted. But hey, there's some editing that has to take place. It took me a little while. I'm actually hoping this one will be up today, the 1st of August, so we can get on the proper schedule. So,
oh boy,
yeah, we'll see how that works out. All my free time.
As always, it's been fun. You can follow us on social media. You can message us, text us, whatever. PB&J's Barbecue out of Jackson.
And Sweet Racks and Smoking Butts out of Hudsonville. Also, the Monday Morning Food Truck Podcast Facebook is out there. Search for that.
Yes.
Some extra content hopefully coming to there from the 2 of us. Pictures of rigs and things like that for those that are interested. Episode 3 will be coming to you in another week.
And we're talking episode 3, the joys and pains of starting a food truck.
Yeah, we'll actually get to that topic eventually on hopefully episode 3. So we'll start with that one and see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right.
Good luck, bud.
You too, man. Thanks a lot, everybody, for listening. See you next time.
Woo.